Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Y'all some broke bums. Let me tell you something, man. We're sitting here watching everything going on with Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, Terrence Crawford retiring, looking at Tyson Fury looking to return to the sport. Deontay Wilder is bubbling up. He's going to be fighting Usyk. You're looking at Sutsumi. You're looking at Donaire just fighting. You're looking at Bam Rodriguez doing the business. Shakir trying to take the lead for Terrence Crawford, man. Keyshawn Davis trying to get back in the mix. Edwin De Los Santos is on the map. You got 140 bubbling. You know, you got, what's his name, Tio. You got Devin Haney about to unify. You guys got a lot going on. Hitchison and Jermaine Ortiz. There's a lot going on in boxing. These guys ain't talking the talk. These guys are walking the walk. And with the women, they want to walk. They want to walk the walk. They don't just want to talk the talk, except for one in particular. And that's the one with the biggest mouth, Claressa Shields. All she wants to do is sit back here and call people broke bums and eat mac and cheese and, half-cooked turkey wings. But I'm telling you, the pressure's on Claressa Shields more than ever after she's chosen to fight Franchon Crews-Dezurn. You know, I don't know Franchon Crews-Dezurn. She can sing really good. She has talent. She can fight. But I'm just being honest with you. What Claressa Shields has done is put herself at a crossroads in her career. And it's not because of her accomplishments, because of her perception, and because of the fight that she's chosen to fight here, someone who she already fought 4 times. Now, I do know that's a good fight, but I'm just telling you, that ain't the fight what fans want. She's got to fight like a Shadesha Green, Hannah Gabriel's, a cut weight and get down to 154. She can fight and try to figure out a catch weight with some of those other girls that can give her a really good test. Layla Ali suggested this, and she was right. Get a nutritionist, get a dietitian, but stop recycling Franchon Crews. Enough is enough already. Glad that Franchon can get a payday, you get a payday. That's good. You know, y'all, doesn't matter if I like your attitude or not. Both of y'all out there putting your lives on the line, you're training hard, you deserve to get paid. But if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk, and Franchon Crews is not proving to anyone that you're walking into anything except walking in comfort. But on paper, Claressa Shields, we all know. She'll tell you, male or female, one of the most accomplished fighters today. We get it. All the divisions, the Olympics, we get it. You tell us all the time. Undefeated record, that's her crowning jewel. You lose that crowning jewel, Claressa Shields won't be the self-proclaimed GWOAT no more. She'll lose her mind. That's why she doesn't want to walk the walk. She just wants to talk because she's all about her GWOAT branding. But boxing history shows us that greatness isn't only measured by, what you win, but who you beat, when you beat them, and how you carry yourself while you're doing it. She's done nothing as far as who she's beat, when she beat them, and how she carried herself that will make her the greatest woman of anything. Right now, fans are questioning all 3. It ain't just Hood Champion. I do these videos based on what the people are telling me. And I'm like, all right, I see what y'all are saying. We'll do a video. Pressure not coming from promoters. It ain't coming from sanctioning bodies. Matter of fact, Demetrius Salita looked like he regret signing her. You know what I'm saying? It's the pressure not even coming from rival fighters. It's coming from the audience. Better pay attention. Fans no longer feel satisfied with resume padding. They don't feel comfortable with what Claressa Shields is doing. They feel like Franchon is a safe matchup. And they want fights that are more ceremonial in competition, not just ceremonial in look. They want competition. So whether it's fair or unfair, everyone's going to have a different opinion. Shields is being held to a higher standard because she asked for it, and she is that top 1% of women's boxing. And when you crown yourself the greatest, fans expect danger, risk, ambition, not comfort. And she definitely is in her comfort zone. Now, why fans are no longer impressed by the wins? Like the issue isn't that Claressa is winning. It's that the wins don't feel meaningful anymore. Over the past few fights, fans have struggled to feel urgency, threat, intrigue. Nothing. The outcome appears predictable. The opponents appear overmatched. And the performances, while technically solid, lack drama or consequence. Fans crave uncertainty. They want to believe that something could go wrong. But Claressa Shields, these fights she had, especially the last few, you like, ain't shit going wrong. She's going to win. Matter of fact, she's gone in there and admitted she doesn't even try to box. She just goes and beats him up because she can. What is that? Those aren't my words. That's what she said. So as far as fans not giving her credit, how can you give credit to someone who says that she knows she can just go in there and beat him up and not even have to box? That's crazy to me for someone to come out and admit that. But the bottom line is fans, they're not emotionally invested in her anymore. If anything, their head hurt because all she doing was talking all this this noise about who she is and what she's done, 90K on the wrist, 100K on the neck. They don't want to hear that bullshit. Wins without tension don't move the needle. And she hasn't done that in the last few fights. That's why right now everybody looking at her crazy. But then you got to look at Katie Taylor, Serrano, even Savannah Marshall, Shadesha Green. They gain massive respect, not just for wins, not just for losses, but for putting themselves in uncomfortable fights where the margins were razor thin, and they won some and they lost some. Only one Katie Taylor's just been able to just push. But all the other ladies have won and lost, but no matter what, they've been able to come out of the ring and hold their heads high, and fans hold them, hold a very high respect for them in their performances. But when it comes to Claressa Shields, the GWOAT, lately she hasn't lived in the danger zone, and I don't think she will anytime soon. If she want to get in the danger zone, fight Hannah Gabriels or Shadesha Green, or melt down in weight, and fight Michaela Mayer. Matter of fact, fight Caroline Dubois to catch weight. Do something. The men are doing it. They're going up. They're coming down. They're challenging themselves. What you going to do? Keep talking the talk? I tell you what, if Claressa wants to silence critics, dropping down even temporarily may be the most powerful move available for her. Fighting naturally bigger, stronger, more dangerous opponents, it has its benefits now, but it also comes with built-in excuses. When fans believe you can always say she was too big or wrong weight, it diminishes the achievement. Or someone is just way too small. Dropping weight removes excuses, both hers and the fans. That's why you got to come to a fair weight. You can't. No one expects Claressa to go all the way down to 130, but 154 should be doable. And then you figure out someone, the money's right because Claressa's making all this money now, right? Then you have them come up, you figure it out, and then you make the fight. But the issue is this: big mouth, then big expectations, man. Claressa has never been shy. And that confidence once fueled her rise, and that confidence once fueled the fans and had everybody rallying behind her, but not now. You see, when you got confidence without matching risk, eventually turns into noise, and that's all she is now. Everybody just sees her as a bunch of damn noise, and they're tired of it. Fans are increasingly turned off, not by what she says all the time, but that too, but by the disconnect between her words and actions when it comes to her being a fighter. Now, on social media, fans are definitely turned off by what she says. But as far as a fighter and the talk she's talking, they're like, yo, we hear you, but where's the action? And even me, I know she can scrap, but I'm like, where's the action? Franchon's a good fight. What I mean is Franchon's not a bum. But you fought him 4 times already. Ridiculous. But if you're going to trash talk, you're going to show bravado, and you're going to have these dominance claims, you got to be supported by ambitious matchmaking. And I get it. Franchon signed to Dimitri, and he's doing things in-house. I understand. But if you're going to talk the talk, you better back it up. In boxing, arrogance is forgiven when danger is present. Muhammad Ali talked big, but he fought everyone. Floyd Mayweather talked big, but he fought champions across his area. Oscar De La Hoya didn't talk big, but he fought everybody. Miguel Cotto didn't really say much, but he fought everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got these fighters out here who either talk a lot or don't talk a lot, but they get busy. Claressa Shields, she's the opposite of all that. And when fans feel their mouth is louder than the moment, Claressa Shields, backlash is inevitable. Right now, many fans feel Shields' persona has outgrown the substance behind it. You can look and see that. A blind man can see it. So, as far as the upcoming fight, why it's not generating respect? Because a major red flag for any fighter is when fans openly admit they don't care about the result of an upcoming fight. They're already looking and saying, Franchon, some people even know who Franchon is. But they definitely don't follow boxing. You don't have to be a follower of women's boxing to know. If you follow boxing, you know who Franchon is. But the problem is just when they look and see that she's been beating her since the amateurs, they say Franchon has no chance on winning. But that's what the issue is. The fans feel they already know the result of the upcoming fight. That's where Claressa currently sits with much of the boxing audience. The matchup feels familiar, feels safe, and extremely low risk and low stakes. Even supporters struggle to argue that the fight advances her legacy in a meaningful way. I had some diehard Claressa Shields supporter, man, talk with me. They're like, I'll never say this online, but this fight sucks. It's whack. It's not meaningful. And I was like, well, do you need to come out and tell her? Because you're normally praising her. But now you want to criticize her, tell her. They're like, oh, she's going to block me. I'm like, that's ridiculous. Even your own fans are worried you're going to block them because you don't want to hear ridicule and deal with the criticism. And that's why I keep saying, it doesn't mean Franchon Cruz is untalented. She is talented. It just means a competitive narrative is missing. That matters. Fans want a reason to tune in beyond loyalty without perceived danger. The fight becomes background noise rather than an event. That's why nobody's talking about this shit. Nobody cares. The business side of boxing, star power has a shelf life. Claressa Shields' shelf power, her star power has exceeded its shelf life. Her date of manufacture and date of install, shit's expired. You know what I'm saying? I'm writing something down. I like the way I said that. But boxing history is ruthless, boy. Ruthless. Star power is temporary unless constantly refreshed by risk. Every time you get back in the ring, fans got to be like, damn, he's fighting this person. Damn, they're fighting that person. Claressa still hasn't. I don't think she's figured it out because she's got the platform. She's got the recognition. Claressa has the microphone. She don't even need a microphone. She just gets to quack, 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 making a bunch of damn noise. But her attention is fragile. Younger fighters, hungrier challenges, more dramatic personalities, always waiting in line. You know what the next big fight is? It's Baumgartner and Caroline Dubois. It's not Claressa. Nobody even talked about Claressa. Nobody even cares about Claressa Shields. You got this big, big-ass event going on with MVP Promotions, AJ, Jake Paul, Baumgartner, Caroline Dubois, and all these other great fighters on the card. This is where somebody should be talking about Claressa Shields. She should be so popular and so popping that they're like, hey, would you consider fighting Claressa Shields? No one's talking about it. No one even cares. You're supposed to be the greatest, and nobody cares. But the longer Shields avoids truly dangerous matchups, the easier it becomes for fans to mentally move on, which is what they've done. Boxing fans don't hate fighters. They disengage from them. That's far worse. So what Claressa Shields must do to regain respect, in my opinion, I ain't gonna say she needs to change her personality. I just think she needs to match it. That means, well, she gotta just watch some of the shit she says. That's it. But, it's okay to be aggressive and talk your talk, But take at least one fight where you're not clearly the favorite. Entering a division with power and physicality threaten her. Fighting someone fans believe can actually beat her. Now, if she comes down in weight, that's going to affect Claressa Shields. And now she got to worry about power and physicality from a smaller fighter because they're going to come up. They could be stronger. They could have more of a presence in the ring. And fight someone that fans feel can actually beat you. And let performance speak louder than self-promotion. One legacy-defining fight can undo, these months and years of criticism. But the window's narrative, she got to figure it out because she's going to lose eventually. And it's going to be, let it be against somebody like a Gabriels or Shadesha Green, not against whoever the hell she's going to fight after Franchon. But she may lose to Franchon. I'm just telling y'all. Franchon ain't going to sit there and be okay with losing no damn fight. But it's just a reality check for fans. Claressa Shields is great. I'm telling you she's great, right? But greatness is not static. She ain't going to be great the rest of her life. No, hell no. Fans are no longer debating her talent. They're debating her ambition. They're looking and saying, what the hell is this that she's doing? And if she continues down the current path, she may retire undefeated, but underappreciated. If she chooses danger, she could silence critics forever. The pressure is real and the time is earned, so the pressure is on Claressa Shields. She got to figure it out, man, because fans want real competition. People are done giving her credit, man. She got a bunch of, she's gone from the GWOAT to question marks. But, big mouth, small wrist. That's what happens. You start to grow backlash, and then you got to deal with it. So let's see what she's going to do after Franchon. I still think Franchon has a chance to beat her, but you got to favor Claressa. But after that, let's see what she's going to do. She's been out for a while, eating mac and cheese, drinking liquor, trying to be a rapper. Let's see if this is just her get-back fight, and then let's see what happens then. But for right now, fans ain't trying to hear that shit. They're like, she's too loud, she never stops talking. She just needs to be quiet until she's going to get in a fight that's competitive and dangerous, but fans don't know the outcome. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.